What the hell has been happening in the NBA playoffs? Let me start this off by saying I have no script in front of me. I have no paper in front of me. This is all going to be me talking. My podcast is called Hear Me Roar for a reason. Y'all finna hear me roar about the NBA playoffs. And what better way to start this YouTube video off by talking about the hottest player in the league, Anthony Edwards, and his team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. I officially declare Anthony Edwards' new nickname to be Debo. Debo from Friday. Because he is straight snatching chains and punking teams in the postseason. And it's crazy to watch. They matched up against the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal in the first round. And they beat the hell out of the Phoenix Suns in 4 games. It was crazy to see the manner in which the Timberwolves destroyed the Suns. It wasn't peaceful. It wasn't 4 really hard fought close games that the way that they got swept isn't indicative of how the games were played. No, it's not one of those cases. The 4-game sweep that the Timberwolves had against the Suns was strictly an ass beating. Sometimes you don't need more analysis than that. You don't need to say all these big words. Sometimes you just need to call an ass beating an ass beating. And Anthony Debo Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the hell out of the Suns. Straight up. That Suns roster, that Suns big 3 of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal completely flopped. That team is sinking before our eyes. I don't think they have a first round pick until like 2031. Dog, I'm going to be in my late 20s by then. That's crazy to say. That's crazy to say. And what did they get out of it other than an embarrassment on national television for 4 consecutive games? Now, Anthony Debo Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves are doing the same thing to the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets. They're up 2-0 against the Nuggets right now in the second round. And those 2 games that they've won have been one-sided beatdowns. Like the first game, okay, yeah, they won by 7 points. But again, that is not indicative of the way the Timberwolves have been just mauling the Nuggets. In game 2, you could see the frustration of the Nuggets players in the first half. Before halftime, Jamal Murray was over here throwing heat packs and towels onto the court directed towards the referees. You can see Kentavious Caldwell-Pope visibly upset at calls. Something that I did not expect to see from defending champions and a team that I slated to be repeating as champions. The Timberwolves are just so menacing on the defensive end. They have found out a way to use Gobert effectively in playoff basketball. They're not going to try to hide him defensively. They're going to just use him at what he's best at. We're going to put him down low and be the anchor that is going to disrupt anybody that comes into this paint. After all, he just won his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award, tying Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace for the most ever won by a player in NBA history. And with the trajectory that the Timberwolves are on, we might be discussing Gobert in Hall of Fame discussions, in tops, in greatest players of all time discussions if he's able to win a ring, which is realistic with this Minnesota Timberwolves team. I don't see this series ending well for the Nuggets. I would be very surprised if they win more than 1 game. I think that the Timberwolves are going to get it done in 5. And then there is the second hottest player in the league, Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks, who have been just blowing my mind with the simple fact that I am rooting for the Knicks. I know. I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. How can you root for a New York team? I hate the Mets. I hate the Yankees. I used to hate the Knicks. Especially after 2021, after we got them up on out of there, and the Knicks fans couldn't help but keep Trae Young in their mouths. But now I'm rooting for them. I am rooting for Jalen Brunson and the Knicks because that team has been playing so hard, 100% effort every game, and at a level of play that I didn't expect them to reach without their second star, Julius Randle. Julius Randle, I believe, dislocated his shoulder. He's out for the rest of the season. We knew that months ago. The Knicks knew that months ago. So when they got matched up against the 76ers, after the 76ers were able to sneak out of the play-in tournament, it was questionable on who was going to be able to win that series. When I tell you that was the most entertaining series of the NBA playoffs thus far. Excuse me. All 6 games. But the Knicks have got it done, and Jalen Brunson has been 100% willing to take the load of being the number one option, the lone superstar on that team. I said lone superstar. Mind you, the rest of that team is so incredibly crafted, so well versed with role players who step up in big moments. Deuce McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, the Villanova boys, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Bojan Bogdanovic. These are guys that have been stepping up routinely in the box score. Watch the games. You will see that in each of those games that the Knicks have won, it wasn't just Jalen Brunson. OG Anunoby. How could I forget? Almost forgot. Their trade acquisition before the trade deadline from the Toronto Raptors this year. His impact on both sides of the floor has been, you can measure it. This Knicks team is on a pathway to collide with the Boston Celtics, I feel. They're in the second round playing against the Indiana Pacers. They won game 1 at the time of this recording. They play game 2 tonight. When this video goes out, we're going to see who had won that game. But the Knicks are on a trajectory to a conference championship matchup against the Celtics, and this is crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm enjoying watching them play. I enjoy watching Jalen Brunson. I believe that he is making history with consecutive 40-plus point games in Knicks franchise history in the postseason. Madison Square Garden has been crazy. Knicks fans traveled well when they played against Philly, and I've enjoyed watching them play. Cannot lie. Let's stick in the Eastern Conference, though. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics. What the hell else is there to talk about with the Boston Celtics, except for that they are heads and shoulders above the rest of the Eastern Conference, and they match up super favorably against Western Conference teams that they might meet in the NBA Finals. Minnesota Timberwolves, Dallas Mavericks, Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Denver Nuggets. I think the Celtics match up very well against all 4 of those teams. But they got into the second round after beating the shit out of the Miami Heat, a Miami Heat team that was super hurt. Jimmy Butler didn't play. He got hurt in the playing game. Terry Rozier hasn't played in months. It was just Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. And after having an historic 3-point shooting performance in Game 2, that being the only game that the Celtics have lost this playoffs, they pretty much squashed them. Game 1, Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5. Now they're playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. They squashed them in Game 1. I think the Cavs are going to get swept. They struggled against the Magic. And I don't want to say struggle. I'd rather say it was a competitive series. Orlando Magic, they're about, I'd say, one more co-star away from having much more success than they've already had this season. This was a great turnaround from last year, making it to the first round, 7 games against the Cavaliers. I look forward to seeing how the Magic can capitalize on their currently constructed roster, which is very young, by the way. Cavaliers, though, they don't match well against the Celtics. They don't, not at all. And it's not to any fault. Like, it's not like, they're doing something wrong defensively. The Celtics are just crafted so ridiculously well. That's why Brad Stevens won Executive of the Year this year. You got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, of course. Still got Derek White, who is easily the best, in my eyes, the best role player in the playoffs and in the league, honestly. He would fit into any team and immediately give a greater impact for that team than they had before without him. And then Kristaps Porzingis, let's hope he can stay healthy for the rest of the duration of the playoffs. He has been the X factor for making this Celtics team, how currently constructed, they are the greatest team that they have had under the Jason Tatum era. Jrue Holiday, of course. You still got Al Horford, still got other role players such as Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser. This Celtics team is very scary, not going to lie. I see them going to play the Knicks in the conference championship, or conference final, sorry. I'm ready for football, by the way. But I don't see it ending well for whoever they match up against in the third round. I think it's going to be the Celtics once again representing the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. Who's next? Let's do the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks. OKC, they beat the New Orleans Pelicans in the first round. Very easy, routine game. Pelicans, Zion got hurt, and it was just really ugly to watch. Kind of on the same boat as the Celtics versus the Heat. Wasn't very fun basketball to watch. The Thunder, though, they have been a very fun team to watch. J-Dub, Jay Williams, Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, and of course, a finalist for MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That team is very fun, bro. Like, it's a bunch of kids playing together, having fun, but not backing down from the challenge of playing against superstars. It's like they want the smoke. You know what I'm saying? They want the smoke. You see them out there every time they win, and they're talking with the interviewers, usually their correspondent for Bally Sports in OKC, and they bark into the microphone. When they do that, they want the smoke. They want the smoke. And now they're playing the Dallas Mavericks. They beat them game 1 last night. That's a series where the Mavericks, it's not a good matchup for them. It's not at all. It's not. Not at all. I say it's not a good matchup for them because you look at the scorers for the Mavericks, they're superstars. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. They were able to beat the Clippers who only had Kawhi Leonard play like 1 game, I believe. The Clippers who haven't made it out of the first round since 2021. The Clippers who just extended Kawhi Leonard for another 2 years. I think the Clippers who Paul George is a free agent very soon. The Clippers who went out and got James Harden. The Clippers who have 4 Hall of Famers on that team. Hey, man, it's L.A. That's all I got to say. My co-host, Noble Lewis, earlier on one of these episodes, he picked them to make it to the finals, I believe. We saw how that went. Actually, after he made that prediction, their level of play dropped significantly. So the Noble curse coming in full effect. But this doesn't match up well for the Mavericks. You got Kyrie Irving, you got Luka Doncic. Then after that, who is your number 3? Who's your third guy? Who's going to be the guy that can get you those buckets and be the X factor, be the game changer? The Thunder have it. You know how SGA is going to do it. He is guaranteed to give you 30 a night. Jay Williams and J Dub interchangeably. Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey. I'm giving you all these names. Four different guys. Lou Dort. He's going to be taking on responsibility of guarding Luka Doncic, or Kyrie. I'm sure he will bounce between those guys throughout the series. And he is 100% fine with that. He's going to go play as hard as he can defensively, run back down offensively, and be ready to take that open 3 because you know it's going to be there for him. He's going to be over there in the corner. He's going to be ready to take that open 3. Aaron Wiggins. He stepped up in game 1. So it doesn't look good for the Mavericks because unless we're going to be seeing PJ Washington or Daniel Gafford give you 20 a game in a series or somewhere near that, or Derrick Jones Jr. I mean, come on now. Let's just be real. Thunder, this is a very great matchup for them. I don't think that the two-headed snake of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic is going to be enough to get past this Thunder team. They're too complete. And they love to push the pace. They love to get everyone involved. And once you have an MVP caliber superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander manning this whole entire unit, it's not much you can do. So I don't think that the Mavericks are going to be making it out of the second round. But, hey, that's all of the second round matches that have been going on in NBA playoffs. Before we head up on out of here, this video's been 17 minutes. We do one take, shawty. One take. We don't be doing the edits and the jump cuts. Not yet. The Lakers, they fired Darvin Ham after another failed postseason. I say failed because when you're in LA, if you're not winning championships, everything's a failure. That's straight up. So another failed postseason for the Lakers. Darvin Ham's up on out of there. We're hearing a lot of conversation on what's next with LeBron. I think that it's time for LeBron and Anthony Davis to just separate as a duo. I say that because the last time they won a chip was 2020. The closest they've been was last year when they lost to the Nuggets in the conference championship. Or conference finals, goddammit. And whether it's injuries, whether it's their surrounding units, I believe we have always seen LeBron be at his best with a scoring guard at his side rather than a big man. Yes, he won a championship with Anthony Davis. Yes, I understand that. But I think it would just be better if he would be playing. Okay, let me just cut the bullshit. Let me just cut it. I want to see Stephen Curry and LeBron James play together. Straight up. That's what I'm hinting at. That's what I'm alluding at. Please, let's make that happen. Please. These guys don't have too much longer left. The Warriors aren't going to be doing shit for the foreseeable future. And the Lakers is going to be a constant routine. It's going to be a constant a cycle of LeBron doesn't have any help. Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. Anthony Davis is soft. These are all these narratives. I'm not saying these are what true. These are just narratives. Anthony Davis is soft. D'Lo sucks one game, and then D'Lo is great in another. Austin Reeves this. Rui Hachimura this. I'm sick and tired of it. Let's put Curry and LeBron on the team, and let's see where that goes. Let's straight up. That's how I'm feeling. Pat Riley went in on his team and his players. Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, pretty much told Jimmy Butler to shut the hell up if you're not on the court playing, which I agree with. Why are you trolling a team that you didn't even log a minute against in this series in the first round? Why? Shut the hell up. Straight up. Victor Wembanyama, he won Rookie of the Year. He finished second in Defensive Player of the Year votes. I'm sure he'll be winning next year, and then the 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 next year. They're not going to give no rookie the honors of actual award. They haven't done that in forever. You know, they barely even do that for the All-Star game. What else? The Warriors dynasty, I think it's officially done. Curry's locked up to a contract. Draymond Green's locked up to a contract. Klay Thompson's is expiring. Where is he going to go? I heard talks of him, of the Magic showing interest in him. Not sure what the Warriors are going to be doing next, but the Western Conference is going to be getting tough. Very, very, very tough in the foreseeable future because we still got to think about how the Rockets did. The Rockets did very well in there. They had a pretty good turnaround. They almost made the play-in, except for the last few games. When they dropped that game to the Warriors, it was pretty much a wrap at the end of the season. The Grizzlies, Ja Morant's going to be coming back fully healthy, no suspension. We'll see how that team is. And then, of course, everybody that's already in the playoffs. I'm not sure how this is going to be, man. It's going to be a very, very, very tough conference to play in. But where are we at? We're at 21 minutes. This is the first ever, Hear Me Roar YouTube video. This is not a podcast. This is me just talking, just ranting, whatever on my mind. I came in here on a whim and said, hey, let me use the resources at my school that I'm paying this goddamn tuition for. And instead of buying a camera and buying a green screen and buying a computer, dual, triple monitor that I have in front of me, instead of buying a mini pro mixer, instead of me doing all this shit, let me just use what I'm already paying for. Straight up. One thing to know is if you really want to, you'll do it. So, as this being the first official YouTube video, more will come. I can't wait to use this green screen for more than just being a background. I think I'm going to be using it for a lot of analysis, especially for fighting. I can't wait. So, give me some feedback. Drop some in the comments. Drop a like. Let me know what I can do better on. This video will be coming out Thursday. So when you're hearing this, when you're watching this, when you're viewing this, I hope everything is well with you. I love you. This is Hear Me Roar. My name is D. Tony Hope, and I am the future of sports media. And if you're not familiar with my voice, you better get used to it.